Hey, this will work. Happy Friday, everybody. It's the Odds Brothers podcast coming to you on a Friday, January 27th. We are live, at least right now. You're probably watching it recorded, I'm sure, at the Bentley Sportsbook inside Southland Casino and Hotel. That's Marcellus over there.
Hello.
And I'm Shane. And we got some milestones today, Mark.
Oh, good.
One of them we wish was really a milestone, the other an actual milestone. We'll get to all that, plus the NFC, AFC Conference Championship games, a little college basketball, and the NBA. That'll get you going for this weekend. Without further ado, Kevo, roll that beautiful bean footage. And turn up the volume.
Cast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Now here are the hosts of the show, Moneyline Mark.
I'm not a smart man.
And Point Spread Shane.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
It's a sniffing glue-free weekend here on the Odds Brothers podcast, at least for me. And let's celebrate some milestones in a minute. Keep in mind, we'd love if you'd give us that little subscribe and like and notify when we have new episodes coming out. It'd mean the world to us, wouldn't it, Mark?
Well, we had 7 views on our last video, so hopefully we can get to 10.
I hope so, because there's 3 things, I guess. One, this is the second run for Kevin being our executive producer on the podcast. But outside of that,
Look at that.
look at that. We turn our fabulous 50th episode today, Mark.
50, that's impressive.
It is. When we started this thing, we're sweating our asses off, middle of July, or give or take, somewhere around there. It's so long, I even forget exactly what the first date was. But now, it's like 40-some degrees. And we might get some ice and snow, even down here in the Mid-South, coming up middle of the week. That's how long we've been doing it. How about that?
Wow. That's been a long time.
Plus, even though this ain't official, we're still hoping somebody out there in Cheez-Its land might think about sponsoring the Odds Brothers podcast, because I don't know about you. When I'm looking over game stats, I get a little hungry.
You put too much work into the picks.
No. You watch my record the last couple weeks, not so much.
Just cut out that Cheez-It thing and just stick it behind us. When you finish that box off here in about a half hour, just stick it behind us.
Let's say Cheez-Its, the duos, were a sponsor. They're not technically, but let's say they are. These are great. I mean, full of cheesy flavor.
Yeah. Read their slogan on the back. There you go. All that doodad stuff.
Try our newest, cheesiest snack. It's a melt-in-your-mouth texture. It's airy and puffy.
Well,
They're called Puffs.
It's melting in your mouth.
And I have had those. These are duos, though. What'd you get over there?
Is it melting in your mouth?
You get the same flavor I did?
Apparently.
Oh, you got jalapeno and cheddar.
Isn't
Jack.
that what you got?
I got sharp cheddar and Parmesan.
Oh, all right. I thought it was trying to get the glare. There we go. How about that?
So if you're out there, or if you're one of the 7 folks that just happen to be the marketing guru over at Nabisco, we are interested in a Cheez-It sponsor.
Hopefully they're one of the 7 watching.
Something tells me we're screwed. All right. Let's get on with what we got going on this weekend. Of course, we got 2 games left before the Super Bowl. Philadelphia and San Francisco, and then later on Sunday, you got Kansas City and the Bengals. I guess you could say, if you turn back the clock to the beginning of the year, probably 2 of these are somewhat surprising and 2 of them are not. I would say that seeing Kansas City is definitely not a surprise. I would say seeing Cincinnati is probably not a surprise because they made the Super Bowl last year. On the other side, there were many questions about Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia. Some folks even had Dallas winning that division.
Lord.
And then San Francisco was starting Trey Lance, which nobody knew about. And they got off to like a 1-2 start and then turned to some guy named Brock Purdy.
I will say I think the 49ers is a surprise, but I don't think the Eagles are.
To make it this far, you don't think so?
No, because I think they'll make it further.
Well, we'll find out. And there's rumor of a bet coming up on that game. A little side wager that's not available through the Betly app, by the way.
Good thing.
Yes. Speaking of that Betly app, Kevo, if you want to put up that little advertisement, this is probably a good time as any, right, Mark, to get into that $250 risk-free first bet?
Yeah, there's going to be all kinds of promotions coming up. You know, there's promotions right now for the championship games, and there's going to be a promotion for the Super Bowl as well that should intrigue a lot of already players. So, you know, we do a lot of promotion on the first-time players, which this is. Download the app if you're a first-time player on the app here in Arkansas or in Tennessee. Download the app. Make your first wager between $10 and up to $250. And if those odds on that match that you pick are minus 250 or greater, and your ticket settles as a loss, we will give that money back to you in a free bet. You can do that here in Arkansas, go across the border to Tennessee, and do the same thing.
Awesome. Just like these Cheez-Its.
Mm.
All right. It's trouble doing a show around lunchtime. You haven't had lunch. Cheez-Its come in handy. All right, so take care of Nick's money. He's giving you $500, especially if you live over here in eastern Arkansas. It's only a short hop across the bridge. Sign up for an account over there, get another $250. Nick will love you for it.
Yeah, I think they have some tournament going on this weekend, too, so you want to make sure you check the app. I think they have tournaments. Well, I'm not sure what goes on next week, but maybe next week, too. I'm not sure, but I know they have tournaments. It's a new game they have on there. Chance to win some free money. I guess a free bet. Not really free money, but free bet.
It's not really free money. Depends who it comes from.
Yeah, I think you actually earn coins, and coins can turn into free bets. I think that's, if I remember reading it correctly.
All right, awesome. Well, we'll get that in there. Let's see, Arkansas. Now, West Virginia, Tennessee, and Ohio online. For those that remember, Marcellus was up there in the Buckeye State for a good 2 weeks. I'm sure he enjoyed every minute of it. And if you're up there, you got a similar offer, right? $250 up there if you happen to be one of the 7 watching us from up there?
Yep, that's right.
It's just branded as MVG Bet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so
different look, same folks.
But you can get all your stuff at Betly.com, so you can check it out. West Virginia, if you're in there, sign up, all that good stuff. All right, now, 2 games today. On Sunday that we're going to talk about today are the big ones, the NFC and AFC Championship games. First up is going to be the NFC Championship game. It's Sunday at 2 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And that's your San Fran and Philly. Right now, Philadelphia is about a field goal favorite. Over-under is 46.5. This was as of last night when the graphic was made. Just some quick stats on that for those interested. Right now, the spread, actually, if you go ahead and lay the points, you're not quite getting even money, but pretty dang close. If you're taking the 3, which seems like there's a growing amount of people that are with San Fran, it's minus 115 currently. Money line straight up odds, though. You get a little quarter on top of your dollar there on San Francisco if you take him, and you almost got to lay 1.5 to get 1 back on Philly. Computer's chance to win. Almost 2 out of every 3 times says Philadelphia is going to win. On the spread consensus, where is the money? Once again, 70-30, basically. I know that adds to 102% for some reason. They're extra excited that they're going over the 100% threshold here. Over-under odds are even on either side of the coin. Right now, a lot of people are taking the over, expecting a lot of points to be scored. Predicted score from the computer, when you looked at that, chances to win, came up 25-20. That's where the average layout was. And so your average yards per game, Philly averaging almost 50 yards more each game so far than San Francisco. So you spit out a lot of these stats. You know you got Jalen Hurts. You know you got Brock Purdy, which I know you're a big fan of. Mark, how do you see this game really going here?
According to the stat folks in Betly, I guess, our Betly folks, you know, the crew from down in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
They managed to pull up a little, the Eagles have lost all 5 of their last 5 home games against NFC West teams.
Oh.
However, I don't believe that's going to happen here. So I'm going to go with Philadelphia. All Philadelphia's defense needs to do is make sure they stop that pass, short pass across the middle, and they will handle the 49ers. And this will be Brock's first loss.
Handle, huh?
Handle. They win.
Just curious.
They win by a touchdown.
Oh, you'd be willing to lay a TD, huh?
Yeah, they win by a touchdown. And I don't think it's going to score that much because I think the 49ers may get 14 points, maybe. But I think it's going to go under.
Jesus are good. All right, so let me lay this down to you. This would seem to get you, including your stat, by the way, which was interesting, that they have trouble with this division coming into their house. Last 10 games, San Francisco 9-1 against the spread. For you over players, 4 out of the last 5 games it's gone over involving San Fran. The last time it wasn't happened to be last week against Dallas. As a spread underdog, the last 10 games, which hasn't been all this year, obviously, but San Francisco is undefeated at 10-0 when they're underdogs going into a game. That's even on the away. That's all considered, not just home dogs, but away underdogs. However, that interesting thing that you talked about, 5-0, other teams are in Lincoln Financial Field here from the NFC West. San Francisco against the spread is only 2-8 in their last 10 against Philly. Now, granted, that's a big time frame. They didn't play 10 games this year against each other, obviously, but they seem to have trouble here, this particular team, inside Philadelphia. So with all that being said, field goal, basically home team, home court advantage, whatever you want to call it, home field advantage. And it's going to make me puke to even think of it. But you get to this stage, neither quarterback has been here, but I somehow trust Jalen Hurts a little more football under his belt, if you will. Plus you get the home calls. You get everything that goes with home field. Weather's not expected to be an issue as far as precip or winds. So Brock Purdy, you weren't very impressive last week. I think it's going to be hard on the road for you to – I think Philly's going to say, you know what, we're going to make him have to win the game.
Yeah, I think he's never faced a defense like Philly's going to throw at him on Sunday.
Probably not. I mean, Dallas, they were first in sacks. Dallas was third. So from a pressure rate, he'll be seeing a lot of the same. But when you're on the road, it seems like you got 20 people on defense coming your way with the bright lights if you're Brock Purdy. So we'll see what happens. But the mistakes, obviously, in this game could even things out. But laying only 3, oh, my God, I got to puke.
I keep preaching about that defensive line for Philadelphia because they have so much talent, so deep that they can flip people out, and they're still just as powerful. They get tired. It's not like, okay, well, there's going to be an opening here.
Yeah, and there seems to be an issue with McCaffrey. He says he's going to play, but he hadn't practiced hardly at all this week. I don't know what the practice report said today. He did a walkthrough for whatever that was worth, but you saw him kind of exercising his calf and trying to keep it loose. And you looked at the Dallas stats for McCaffrey. He only rushed like 30 yards on both sides and had like 6 catches for 22 or something. It was really, if that touchdown didn't happen late in the game, you would have looked at Christian McCaffrey's stats and thought that he just sucked.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's at first when I watched the Dallas game, I thought maybe he might have had a problem with dehydration.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like he was cramping in the calf.
Yeah, but if it's carried on this long, it has to be something deeper.
Right, and Elijah Mitchell had a hip injury in that Dallas game as well. That's a backup. So I don't know that they could run against him even if they were healthy, at least enough to make a difference. So I'm with you. I'm going to go ahead and take Philly here. I actually like the over in this game, though. Seems like when you're expecting a low-scoring game, it don't happen quite like that in the playoffs, but I think they're going to – San Francisco's going to have to open it up to keep up with Philly. And so whether it's garbage time or whatever, when you're looking at 46 points and you look at what the score is meant to be, which is pretty much right at that line, I could see a 28-20 game.
I see 28-14.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
First, he was willing to give 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Now he's ready to give 2 touchdowns.
Maybe there'll be some extra field goal in there or something. I don't know.
All right, so my brain says I'm taking Philly. My heart says I hope the hell not. And we'll get to that in a momento.
Go Philly.
All right. Next game now, Kevo. We got the Kansas City Chiefs at 5:30 kicking off at home against Cincinnati. Lots of issues potentially for Kansas City. One being health of Patrick Mahomes. Now he's walking around and doing great things, but a high ankle sprain comes into play when you try to change directions, especially side to side pretty dang quick. And, well, he wasn't doing that on a stage. And he wasn't really doing that when he was dropping back to pass in those small clips you saw him during their practice sessions this week, Mark. Initial odds there is Kansas City 1.5 favorites on this, and I think if it wasn't for Mahomes, if Mahomes was completely healthy, I think they took this to a field goal, just like Philadelphia. Spread odds 105 on the minus side if you like Kansas City there, minus 110 if you take the points with Cincinnati. Now the money line odds are interesting. I know it's close, but even money for Cincinnati, and minus 120 on the Chiefs line. Chances to win in the computer simulations, once again, kind of like a 2-1. Every 3 games played, Kansas City comes out on top twice on an average score of 30-19. So when you look at that, they say that Kansas City is going to cover easily in a lot of these simulations. That's the average out of 10,000 simulations, basically a 10-point win for Kansas City. You buying that?
I'm not. I'm not picking the Chiefs either.
What are you buying other than Cheez-Its?
Well, let's go back to the folks down there at Betley. Came up with the stat of the Cincinnati has won all of their last 7 conference games, and I really like that. I think Cincy, I don't say they have a powerful defense. They have a decent defense. If you I'm comparing that to the Eagles. They have a decent defense, and I think they're going to make Patrick run around. That him not being able to scramble is going to hurt. Is going to hurt Kansas City. So I think it will be a close game. Wouldn't shock me if it went into overtime.
Uh-oh.
So I could see that happening, but I think Cincy wins by a field goal or less.
Field goal or less, I like.
Yeah, since it's basically a pick'em game.
The consensus on early money, if you look at all things considered, using that line, Kansas City wins, covers the spread, and the total goes over. That's where the majority of the money is currently.
What's the over-under?
Over-under is 48.
Well, see, I see this one going over.
You see this one going over?
Well,
Even if you think that Kansas City might try to run the ball a little more than normal because of Patrick's
yeah, but
issues.
he's still going to be able to. He can even stand in that pocket and throw something. Someone's going to make a mistake and someone's going to be wide open. I see that.
I'm trying to look and see the weather. No snow. Wind is not expected to be a problem, although kickoff temperature is supposed to be 17 degrees.
Oh, it's nice and warm.
And fall into a low of 10 that night. Of course, they'll get out of there before that, more than likely. Remember, in Cincinnati, or in the playoff overtime rules, regardless if a touchdown gets scored on the opening possession, both teams do get the ball in overtime regardless. So that'll be something interesting if your overtime bet. Matter of fact, is that a prop bet that you could do normally that you've seen? Will the game go to overtime?
Haven't seen it.
Okay.
Not on our app or here at the retail. Not saying it's not out there, just not here.
And in addition to your exciting odds, your stat there from the Betley folks, Cincinnati's 13-3 against the spread in their last 16. When their underdogs are undefeated in the last 10 games. Now, here's the craziest one, which, this isn't all Joe Burrow, but here lately it seems like it. They're 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games against Kansas City, and 5-0 on the last 5 on the road. 7-1 when they're an underdog against Kansas City. So they seem to have Kansas City's number in every metric that you see when you go spread or just even heads up. They're actually 5-0 in the last 5 against the AFC West, which Kansas City is a member of. I'd have to go see how many times they played the Raiders, though. That'll skew a number real quick.
Wow.
So, yeah, shots fired, Barnes. I don't think you're one of the 7, but I need you to watch it this time just to catch that little quirk. All right, so your official pick is you're going to go Cincinnati and over.
Cincinnati and over. Ticket bought.
Cincinnati, man. Joe Burrow just seems to have more weapons at his disposal right now, in a groove. I'll take Cincinnati as well. Although I'm going to lean toward the under here. I don't know why. Kind of like, I guess, the reverse psychology I used on the Philly game. When you think it's going to be low scoring, it's going to be high. And in this case, they think it's going to be high. And I just think that it's going to be a little more conservative on both sides. I think Cincinnati's going to want to keep Mahomes on the sidelines, so they'll kind of grind it out a little more. And on the opposite side, I think Kansas City's going to try to run it more, as long as the score supports that. So give me under and Cincinnati. Now, so in theory, if it comes out the way we thought, and basically we got Philadelphia against Cincinnati in the Super Bowl, you are taking who?
If it's Philadelphia and Cincinnati.
Yeah, just heads up. We don't even worry about spread right now.
It's Philadelphia.
And they stink. No, they don't stink. But so you're taking Philly.
And yeah, I take Philly.
Philly.
And if Philly doesn't win, it's going to be an NFC team winning the Super Bowl.
All right, Philly against Kansas City.
Philly. I just said NFC team.
Oh. So let me ask you this question.
They're still in NFC if
San
they
Francisco
play.
Against Cincinnati.
They're still NFC, or Kansas City still AFC no matter who they play.
Yeah, I don't know if they can change memberships at the last minute, can they?
No.
All right. So make things interesting here with 4 teams left. Proposition here on a bet. Not sponsored by Cheez-Its. Let's say I get whoever wins the Kansas City-Cincinnati game, and I get San Francisco. Basically, Philly does not win the Super Bowl. If Philly does not win the Super Bowl, after the first show we have after the Super Bowl, got to wear full Nebraska gear for the entire podcast.
You know, I like that idea, but there's only one problem with that idea.
What's that?
Where are you going to buy it?
It's on any discount rack at any...
I say there's no Goodwill around here where I can just go find Nebraska gear. We're in Arkansas.
Yeah, no, but they got it like the travel stops. Usually right out there where you clean your wiper blades off.
Well, I was thinking more of like an accessory in the restroom.
As a backup pole here, and it's a Nebraska shirt. Yeah. We'll find you the gear. It only going to take $10 out of the budget that we have, which is massive on this show now.
And what do you got to do?
Well,
if the Eagles win,
all right, well, that's kind of your...
sing the fight song.
The one I dodged on Christmas Eve. You want to try another shot at that?
Yes. Don't worry. If the Eagles are in the Super Bowl, we'll have an Eagles fan on the show that Friday before the Super Bowl.
Oh, before it. Okay.
Right?
Not after it, before it this time.
Well, maybe we should get as many as we can. Let's try that, too. As many Eagles fans as we can, just to help you with that, the lyrics or whatever you want to call it, chant, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, exactly. It's kind of like drink your own pee.
Kinda. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome, he said.
You singing it with the Eagles fans.
Oh
you got to sing it loud and proud, too. None of this muttering crap.
Well, it may be loud, but it sure in the hell ain't going to be proud. I can tell you that.
You sing it like, what was his name? What was that coach from Dallas that did it on live TV?
Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah. No,
how about them Cowboys?
Not that.
Oh.
The old Dallas coach that actually said, "Fly, Eagles, fly." Was it Jason Garrett?
Oh, he did. You mean as an analyst for football?
Yeah, he didn't
America?
do it while he was a Cowboys coach.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He was. Yeah, no.
He would have got his ass kicked. I can tell you that right now. All right, so bet's on.
All right.
Wear Nebraska gear if Philly does not win the Super Bowl.
I thought maybe you're over there looking up where to buy Nebraska gear.
Oh, I know where that is already.
Near me, says
near me.
Dumpster. Look in the Mississippi River floating. Oh,
you got to wear it.
Wrong Nebraska gear.
I'll let you wash it, but if we do find a shirt in the river. All right, so there we go. And if Philly does win the Super Bowl, I got to sing the damn Eagles fight song in theory while some onlooking Philly fans are here, which, believe me, there's 3 coming out of the closet every friggin' day now.
So just to make it clear, you said after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because we don't have a show during the Super Bowl, do we?
No, but in case Philly gets beat this week, you said after the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. You would, if they do get beat, you wouldn't have to wear the Nebraska gear till it's all said and done. Or you could just get it out of the way. I mean, totally up to you.
I'm going to delay it and hope that some of that Alzheimer's kick in on you.
Yeah, well, I do have my AARP card now.
Right.
All right, so there is your football for this weekend. Good luck reminder, you can bet those games through the Betly app in any of the 4 states who currently operate: Arkansas, Tennessee, Ohio, and West Virginia. And if you're around the Southland Casino and Hotel, obviously our kiosk 24/7. Our windows will be open really 9 a.m. starting this weekend. So get your bets in early. Come and watch the game in our sports book. And we got I don't know, can you announce anything going on with the potential, if you get to the Super Bowl and want to watch it here, maybe a little party action?
I think so. I mean, everything's a green light, right?
As far as I know. I've never heard anything different. So this will be a first for us here locally.
Yeah, absolutely. First for Southland.
Yeah, got any, little details you can share? Or we just want to save that till next
No, we can share. We're going to have a VIP event for the Super Bowl. It's going to be our tailgate party down here at the sports bar. So if you are interested and make wagers either on the app or on retail, you definitely want to get in contact with one of us. One of us. This guy right here. This guy right here. And we'll see what we can do about getting in. Now, if you're just coming here to enjoy the scenery, there are going to be seats available for folks who are not part of the VIP event, so you're not left out of the cold. Right. And, that's just right here at the sports bar. There are plenty of TVs in this monstrosity of a building here at Southland. The center bar has great viewing as well.
Yes.
And comfortable seats.
If you haven't been there, that center bar is a great piece right in the main casino floor. We'll have the game on there and the big screen and the sound coming from the ceiling.
I don't know where you could go in the casino on that day and not see the game because there are TVs everywhere.
Yeah, it'll be everywhere. Now, it's not sponsored by Cheez-It, but if they do want to add some Cheez-Its to the party, I'm sure we're interested in listening to anything you have to say. Yummy.
Oh,
All right. You want to do some basketball real quick before we get out of here?
okay.
Where's
You
your
got
basketball,
basketball?
Paul? All right, one top 25 game tonight in college men's basketball. Air
Oh.
Force at 25, New Mexico. I know you like these things. New Mexico's 18-3, Mark.
Okay.
12-9 for Air Force.
New Mexico versus Air Force.
Yeah, so you got right now New Mexico's a 12.5 to 13-point underdog. So we'll just go 12.5.
Okay.
That was the original line.
All right.
Over under 141.5.
New Mexico's the favorite.
New Mexico is the favorite.
Over who again?
Over Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
They're 11-4 against the spread in their last 15 as Air Force. So, you know, they tend to cover according to this. Total's gone over in 5 out of the last 7 for Air Force. But they're 2-5 against their last 7 games at New Mexico, where this game is being played. So, 0-12 as an underdog at New Mexico.
Really?
So
Wow. I'm going to go Air Force covers.
Woo!
They don't win, but they cover. I think that's a lot of points
Yeah. It is.
against two fairly decent teams. Not, you know, I don't know. We'll see what they pan out to be on the March Madness stuff. So,
Right.
but I think there's a, you know, shoot, I don't know how many teams are in that at the beginning.
And what?
The March Madness,
Oh, there's 68.
68. So yeah, there's a chance that one of these teams won't get in.
Air Force, I'm going to guess. Based on current run at 12-9, they only got about 10 games left in the college basketball. You know, it's kind of weird to think about that because we've been so ingrained in football, but college basketball is really in their last third
Yeah.
of the season before you get to these conference tournaments and then ultimately the NCAA. So, yeah, they usually play about 30 to 32 games depending who you are, and then you get into the dance and go from there.
Well, you mean when you say play, you mean actually win? Because Nebraska's not going to get that
Well,
many games.
hell no.
And they're not playing.
They'll get in their conference tournament because they have to be invited, but
Wow.
it should be a one and done out of there. Oh, I know you're a Hawkeye fan. We beat you guys. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
Oh no, we won't. By the way, no, we won't see you. All right. So I'm gonna go New Mexico at home. I like that 0-12. I know that streak's about to be broken at some point, but I don't think it'll be tonight, Tigers.
Oh.
So 13. I say they win by at least 13. Mark says, hell no, he'll take the 12
Yeah.
and a half. All right, NBA action tonight. Just really 5 games, so it's kind of a light night in the NBA. But the hometown Memphis Grizzlies is part of that action. But first, Milwaukee is at Indiana. Milwaukee's 8.5-point favorites here. 239.5 is the over-under. Right now, with that spread, it's a little closer than I would have thought. You got 54% of the money currently on Milwaukee. So that leaves 46% on Indiana here. Current trend for the under at 54% of the money going under in this game, Mark.
I'm following America. I'm gonna go with what America's saying with Milwaukee.
Going Milwaukee
And the
on
under.
the road, huh?
Yep.
Let me just take a quick look here because...
Take a peek, see.
And you said under?
I said under.
Which is good. 6 out of 9 last 9 Milwaukee games have gone under. Let's see. They are 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 against Indiana. That's pretty good stuff there. 9-0 as, or no, not 9-0, 5-1 their last 6 playing against on the road. That's a good record. And Milwaukee's damn good. What I say it was 7.5? Tell me it was 7.5. Come on, Paul. 8.5. Damn, 8.5. NBA games.
Yeah, it's not football.
I know. Yeah, it's a touchdown. More than a touchdown, Paul. All right. I'm going to take Indiana in the points here. I think Milwaukee wins.
Ooh.
8.5. That gives me 8. I like that one. All right. So you're on the Milwaukee side. I'm on the Indiana side on that game. Memphis Grizzlies are 3-point. They're a field goal favored on the road at Minnesota, a team they had trouble with last year closing out in the playoffs in the NBA. Right now, 80% of the money's saying we don't care. We're -3 in that thing and taking the Grizzlies. 238 is trending under, Mark.
I'm going to go over, but I am definitely taking the Grizzlies. 3 or 3.5, whatever you said, is not enough. They might have had trouble last year. I don't know why they would have, but this year, domination.
Yeah, you know, Minnesota hasn't played like they did last year. They made a big trade for Rudy Gobert to kind of anchor the center because, you know, Memphis, when they were doing damage, was driving through the lane all the time, and they were worried about not having a shot blocker. But he's very offensively challenged, and since then, Minnesota's barely a 500 ball club here. Memphis second in the West right now, and I like it. They had a hard loss. They had a win they should have had at Golden State and let that slip through. I think they're not going to do the same here, and they're going to win at Minnesota on the road. And I do like the under in this game. I like that a lot, Paul.
All right.
All right, next game out of 5 is Cleveland and the road, OKC. Cleveland is just a point favorite, which makes me wonder if somebody's not playing here because I know OKC's tough, but at home they've played some really good games against some really good teams over the year. Right now, man, even though it's only 1 point given by Cleveland, 81% of the money right now is on Oklahoma City with that point at home. Right now it's trending 54% on the under, Mark.
No injury report on Cleveland, though, huh?
Yeah, let me look down here to see what the injuries are. Let's see.
I would have thought for sure Cleveland would have been the favorite
Oh,
here.
Donovan Mitchell with a groin. That makes it. He's questionable Friday. Has not been ruled out. That's their main
Yeah.
30-some point a game scorer. And Kevin Love is questionable as well, which he's kind of over the hill, but he still plays.
I'm going to go with OKC with that information.
Yeah, why wouldn't you, right? At
Right.
home?
Yep, at home. I mean, it's not a lot anyway, but I'll take it because I think that changes Cleveland a lot.
It does, and it makes me wonder why they're still favored by a point. Because I know Oklahoma City's record's not good, but they've been playing competitive ball. Makes you like, oh, it's bright and shiny here.
Well,
Kind of like these Cheez-Its. Get your hand. Oh, you bit. Oklahoma City.
Wow.
And give me over. Give me over 222.5. That's low for an NBA game.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City doesn't play any defense, so even if it's not Donovan Mitchell out there, whoever's playing out there is going to have a heyday.
Yeah. If you've got Oklahoma City winning, it's got to go over.
Yeah, you know, and the interesting thing is I wonder what that line did if Donovan Mitchell was playing. I wonder how much he's worth. 4 or 5 points, I would think.
7.5.
7.5. You heard it here. All right, Orlando's at Miami. Orlando plus 8. 57% of the money is taking those points in Orlando. 219.5. The lowest over-under total in the tonight's 5-game pack for the NBA, Mark.
I'm going Miami.
Miami, no problem, huh?
Yeah.
Let me make sure here that there's no issues because I find it kind of interesting. They don't have more here. Injuries. Yeah, nothing big. All right, so let's see. The last 10 games these two have played. Have they played each other? No, they haven't. So this is like one of the first meetings they've had in quite a while. Trends, for those that are looking on that, Orlando's 1-4 is spread underdogs in the last 5 games on the road, so that's not good. Miami, they're 0-5 when playing on the road at Miami in their last 5, so yeah, it's not great. But they have been 6-1 over the last 7 against the spread. I like that. Hey, Paul, hang on a second.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Thank you. We made it. All right, long story short.
That look on your face was priceless.
Long story short, I'll take Miami as well with you.
All right.
And I still think that's Miami, though. Yeah, Orlando, yeah.
What's the point spread? Or what's the total points?
219.5.
Yeah, I'll go over.
You'll go over. The trend right now in the money is 58% of the money says, oh, no, sorry. It's 50-50 right on the line.
Yeah, right, America.
So good America. So you're going under?
Yep.
I'll go over.
No, I said over.
All right, then I'll go under.
All right.
Just have a little something. That's what the hell. Last game on the docket, Toronto, 5 points. They're getting on the road at Golden State. Golden State, 74%, giving up those 5 points money line so far. 234.5. Oddly enough, that is not the highest over-under. It's the third highest, believe it or not. Memphis, Minnesota, projected to get higher, and so is Milwaukee and Indiana.
What's Golden State's record?
Golden State's record right now is 24-24. Toronto is 22-27.
Well, let's go Golden State. I thought they were better than that, but
right now, 75% of the money says they're taking -5 in Golden State. Predicted score is 119 to 114, so right on that 5 line as you would imagine. And 55% of the money says under, which I'm tending to go here because Toronto typically does not score that high on the road.
Yeah, I'm going under. So you can go over.
And no. I'll go under. And I think Toronto can cover that. Let's see. Let me see if Steph Curry's playing because I know he just came back from injury and they just played Memphis that long ago, so I don't know if they're going to have any of those rest games here. Nope, he's expected to play. All right, give me Golden State as well then. I'll give the 5 up.
All right.
That's your NBA and NCAA Top 25 action. In case you didn't know, it's our 50th anniversary show episode. And in addition to that, we'd like you to take a minute to subscribe and like, if you would, our podcast. Normally Mondays and Fridays we come to you with a new version of our show. And if you happen to be at Southland Casino and Hotel in West Memphis, Arkansas, stop by around the sports bar area where you see the bright lights. That means we're on. We say hi. And if you come somewhere between now and the Super Bowl, hit one of these guys, him, me, we try to get you in a party if you
That's right.
If you play nice.
Yep.
Maybe download the app.
Got to do it quick, though, because those seats are going to fill.
They will. Only 120 available?
Yeah. Yep, only 120, and I know that over half are full now, so.
Ooh, and overhead. So, things you can never get full of are Cheez-Its.
Oh.
We are interested if you are. Just one last time before we get ready to hit the road, Mark.
No, I got nothing.
Would you like a Cheez-It?
No.
All right. We will see you next time on the Odds.
I won't take a Cheez-It till they sponsor us.
Ooh, he's playing hard to get,
That's
America.
right.
Help us. Cheez-It, free Mark from Cheez-It campaign. It's going viral.
That's right.
Kick us out of here, Kevo.
Thank you for listening to the Odds Brothers Podcast.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Presented by the Betley Sportsbook. Place your sports bets here from inside Southland Casino or from anywhere in Arkansas at southland.betley.com.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click. It's real easy, man.
Be sure to follow the Odds Brothers Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, and YouTube. Keep in mind, in Arkansas, you must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas to bet. Please play responsibly. For help quitting, call 1-800-522-4700.